In this section, we will define the digital revolution and discuss the radical changes taking place in the ways we do business and conduct our daily lives. Google went public in 2004, Facebook in 2012. In 12 and 4 years respectively, they've climbed to the top of the list of the largest companies, joining all-time icons of American business such as Johnson & Johnson, General Electric, and AT&T. 5 digital titans, Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook, are among the top 10 largest companies in the United States by market capitalization. The first traditional company on the list is ExxonMobil, which is about 60% the size of Apple. The price of technology decreased about 10,000 times in the last 20 years. The computing power of our smartphones would have cost about $4 million 20 years ago. Today, in our pockets, we carry more computing power than it did to send the Apollo mission to the moon and back. As of 2016, around the world, more people owned smartphones than toothbrushes or toilets. The number of active worldwide users on Facebook exceeds the total population of the United States by a factor of 4, about 1.6 billion to about 319 million. These 5 metrics depict the breakneck nature of the digital revolution. In a nutshell, we are witnessing an unprecedented development in the history of humankind. Never have we experienced such a rapid increase in the power of technology with the simultaneously steep drop in pricing. These 2 drivers account for most of the progress and disruption. Gordon Moore, the co-founder of Intel, predicted in 1965 that the capabilities of computing power would double every 2 years with no increase in price. He was right, and most experts, including Moore himself, expect this law to hold for at least another 2 decades. Thus, we can expect a similar rate of technological change for another 20 years. There has been a corresponding decrease in the cost of telecommunications. It would have been unthinkable 20 years ago to watch Netflix movies on a Wi-Fi connected tablet at home. The networks would be too slow and the cost would be completely prohibitive. Let's talk now about 3 major types of benefits of the digital revolution. They are related to measuring phenomena that existed before but have never been measured, as the cost of measuring was prohibitive. The second one was measuring more frequently and precisely, thus automating and optimizing processes that existed before. And the third type of a benefit are new products and services that did not exist before. 20 years ago, there was no way to count how many times people searched for the best barbecue grill before they decided to purchase one. Today, Google records every instance of every phrase typed into Google's search box by anyone in the world, with a detailed breakdown by city, date, and demographics. This may not be important to you personally, but it is very important to the producer of barbecue grills trying to estimate the demand for their products over 12 months in Florida versus Minnesota. Another example is GPS recording our geographical coordinates every second. Hence, we know where we are, we know the optimal way to go, and we can estimate how long it will take to get to the destination. 30 years ago, everyone carried a lot of maps in their glove compartments. A lot of turns and exits were missed while driving. How many paper maps have you seen lately? GPS brings tremendous value to businesses that operate fleets of cars or trucks. It is now possible to account for every car or truck all over the country and to be able to optimize their routes, thus shortening delivery cycles, saving on fuel, and better managing drivers' fatigue. The third example in this category is wildlife tracking with GPS collars to better understand the behavior of the species and therefore to better manage our natural resources. or to track our puppy Fido who wandered away. It is worth noting that the benefit of measuring can materialize only when the cost of measuring is less than the benefit of measuring itself. This quote perfectly depicts this quandary. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. We do not know for sure who said that, but it is frequently attributed to William Bruce Cameron or Albert Einstein. Love and friendships are impossible to measure. There is also no point in measuring the number of grains of sand in the sandbox, even if we could do that. The digital revolution provides great tools, but they do not substitute for or digitize thinking, sound judgment, and common sense. Manufacturing processes have existed for many years, but they were not always measured, controlled, and automated to the extent possible today. A great example here is a fully controlled, mostly automated, and highly optimized production assembly of modern cars. Today, Smart produces about 100 cars per employee per year. In 1930s, Ford built 10 cars per employee per year. Keep in mind that Smart is much more complex when compared to 1930s era Fords. Another example is almost fully automated production of beer, including bottling, packaging, and warehousing. The third benefit of digital revolution is the creation of completely new products and services that did not exist before. This includes the digitization of pictures and sounds, which enables 3D modeling, 3D printing, computer games, virtual design and testing, and virtual and augmented realities. This category also includes new combination of software, hardware, and telecommunication. For example, smartphones can interface with robots, smart cars, drones, advanced analytics, etc. This category represents the most exciting and the most promising benefit of the digital revolution. It is our strong belief that digital technologies are a catalyst for increased transparency and thus to greater accountability in business, politics, education, news, nonprofits, sports, entertainment, healthcare, politics, and government. This is one of the greatest benefits of digital revolution. We will discuss why we think this trend is here to stay. There are two camps as far as transparency is concerned. The first one believes that transparency is the currency of the internet and they practice it daily, building their brands based on trust. The second camp may pay lip service to accountability, however it may have no choice but to slowly embrace it. Therefore, it is our belief that on average, digital technologies are a significant contributor to the gradual increase in building more trust and subsequently leading to a more productive and civil society. Trust, in addition to its moral dimension, also has a very beneficial practical aspect. It lowers the cost of doing business. It is obvious that the more people trust each other, the more productive and the longer their collaboration will thrive. The whole is just greater than the sum of its parts. The overall benefit of digital revolution is an increase in the level and quality of human life. The affluence of societies is directly tied to our overall productivity. On average, if we want to be twice as rich, we need to improve our productivity by a factor of 2. One of the best ways to achieve this is to digitize, measure, automate, and optimize. When we are not producing, we need to recoup our energy with engaging activities and entertainment. The digital revolution is making sure that our leisure time is filled with a plethora of options, including games, easy-to-access movies and music, less stressful driving, and a great, relaxing customer experience when we fly, visit theme parks, eat at restaurants, and stay in our favorite resorts.